I'm here with JJ Janning of near Colfax, North Dakota, with the Pioneer Agronomy update. JJ is a Pioneer field agronomist. And JJ, tell me a little bit first off about kind of the region that you cover and what are farmers looking at? What are their field conditions like?
Yeah, so I'm a field agronomist here in southeast North Dakota, cover basically Fargo down to South Dakota and maybe as far west as Jamestown. And basically right now we're dry. I mean, we're 4 to 5 inches below normal with regards to precip for this specific area. So this area has been kind of the areas of the haves and have-nots with regards to overall rainfall. But on the positive side of things, GDU-wise, we're sitting much above normal for this time of year. From a May 17th plant date right now, we should be sitting right around 1,100 GDUs, which is anywhere from 200 to 250 above normal. So although we've been on the cooler side of things the last week, 10 days, we're still sitting much above normal with regards to GDUs, and this crop continues to progress.
Oh, good, good. So in this specific plot, tell me something about this plot. When was it planted? Some specific date information about it.
You bet. Yeah. So this is one of our one-row IDC plots. So as we all know, if you farm in the southeast North Dakota, iron deficiency chlorosis can be a major issue for a lot of growers. So one thing we take a lot of pride in doing is putting out a number of plots throughout the area that helps identify certain key challenges in specific geographies and be able to figure out which varieties can handle certain tough soils like this. So this is one of 7 IDC trials that we have here in 2023. Last year we had anywhere from 2 to 3 trials in my specific geography. This year we have upwards of 7. So we've kind of doubled our efforts this year. And what we're looking at behind us here is an extremely hot piece of ground. We're over 2.0, 2.5 soluble salts on this piece of ground here. And as you can see, if you could zoom in a little bit more here, you'd see how white and chalky this soil is. So again, we have 16 different varieties in here from an 05 all the way up to a 1.4 in maturity. And again, what we're trying to do is test everything from brand new products, experimental products, as well as some of our mainstay commercial products. As we look back throughout this plot, you're going to notice each specific row is a specific plot. And you can see certain varieties are definitely greener than others. We're just trying to figure out what's going to produce green tissue and produce a viable plant versus some varieties that are just going to die. So these are a number of the plots that we will do throughout the area to better understand our products.
Okay, and what have you found so far with some of the findings? Have you recorded any stuff?
You bet. So yeah, great question there. What we're finding in this plot is we've got a number of new experimentals as well as probably 2 or 3 mainstay products that are still producing green tissue. And like I said, in some of this dirt, it's extremely challenging to grow soybeans in some of it. And a lot of these pieces of ground, it's not about growing 50, 60 bushel beans. It's about growing 30 bushel beans, 35 bushel beans to try to offset some of those zeros. So what we're seeing here behind me is you can see we got rows of green and we got some rows that are dying, right? And so we work with cooperators, and if you can see just behind me here, you're going to see a lot of dead beans here. What we'll do with specific cooperators is we'll say, hey, you pick the competitive variety that you want in this plot, and we'll actually have them put it in their center third of their planter just to have a check to compare against some of our genetics. And as you can see, the chuck that they had chosen here behind me is for the most part brown and dead. We've got some other varieties here. This right down here looking down below me, it's an 09 bean. It's middle of the road on chlorosis, and as you can see, we got a lot of yellow, we got some necrotic tissue, we got some dead plant tissue. As we go over just one variety, that's a brand new 08 maturity bean that's got a 7 for chlorosis, which is one of our highest chlorosis ratings that we have. And as you can see, it's green all the way down the field. So again, what are they going to yield? I don't know at this point, but I know that as long as we have green tissue and we're going to be putting on pods here in the next week, we definitely have a better shot at producing something versus nothing. So,
Right, yeah. Looking at some of the varieties, in the past, which ones have been more successful for growers than for some of your plot tests?
Well, I tell you what, this one just right down here, this P08A44E, it's a brand new variety we advanced last year. And again, in the Enlist line over the last 5 years, I would say one of the things that's really struggled just industry-wide is some of the chlorosis ratings in some of these products. So our breeders have done a fantastic job of inventing new products, new genetics that can handle some of this tougher IDC soil and be able to grow beans in areas where other company's beans can't. So that's definitely a plus one.
Yeah, absolutely. Anything else you wanted to add?
Not so much. It's just, like I said, these are a number of the plots that we'll do throughout the geography just to better understand our products. We know that our good yielding genetics will produce good yields on good dirt. Everybody knows that. It's some of these marginal pieces of ground that a lot of companies just don't test their products under, that we find a lot of value being able to come to a grower, working with them one-on-one to be able to figure out which varieties we can place and why.
Yeah, absolutely. Thanks for chatting with me here, JJ. That was Pioneer Field Agronomist JJ Janning here near Colfax, North Dakota for our Pioneer Agronomy Update, reporting agriculture's business. You're listening to the Red River Farm Network.